Before this new kind of NBA player like LeBron James and Steph Curry, NBA stars weren't those stay-at-home and let's go to church on Sunday kind of guys, as the best players in the world were always being linked with the hip-hop lifestyle and everything it came with it: partying, dressing like a thug, gambling, and women. A lot of women. On top of that, many basketball stars came from broken homes and bad neighborhoods. So after they achieved their star status and earned a huge paycheck on a monthly basis, several of them were completely overwhelmed with the amount of cash they had and managed it quite poorly. Various guys come from problematic environments and can tell a lot of great stories about overcoming adversity, just to watch all their money slip once again through their hands. So, let's take a look at the top 10 broke NBA stars and how they managed to blow their entire fortune in a heartbeat. 10. Delonte West. West's journey into the abyss is far more alarming than just impregnating every woman who came his way. He had made millions in the NBA while playing for 5 teams after being a first-round pick. However, Delonte spent half of his career playing with an undiagnosed mental illness and ran through money faster than he could make it. He battled mania, depression, and was eventually diagnosed as bipolar. In many ways, he was failed by the NBA. Mental illness is as difficult to diagnose and as misunderstood as any disease. This isn't the 1940s. Anxiety, depression, and mental illness is extraordinarily common and is often confusing to the patient. The NBA must develop programs and realize many of their players need a safe and supportive environment to ask for help. They should be a pioneer for all professional leagues. 9. David Harrison. David Harrison, another first-round pick on this list, was drafted by the Pacers. His on-court play left little to be desired, and his prime-time highlights came during the Malice at the Palace, a huge brawl with fans that stigmatized and embarrassed the NBA. His $4 million disappeared quickly, and all sorts of stories surfaced about him not having the cash to eat at McDonald's. But what does this tell us about the NBA and its players? These athletes have been coddled and spoiled so much they may have lost any ability to rationalize their actions and envision the consequences. These are certainly an individual's decisions, and the fight was inexcusable. But a company as rich as the NBA, who knowingly exploits payers with dreams very few will reach, should have strict or mandatory counseling programs. 8. Darius Miles. Darius Miles was drafted to the NBA directly out of high school, and his first 2 NBA seasons were successful. But then he was traded to the Cavaliers and the Trail Blazers, where he collided with off-the-court issues. He argued with Coach Morris Cheeks and was suspended for substance abuse. He injured his knee badly in 2006, and was out of a job until he signed with the Grizzlies in 2008. However, he was already on that slippery slope, and despite earning $66 million, by 2016, Darius had $500,000 in assets and $1.5 million in liabilities. The NBA seems too scared to fight the jump of high schoolers or underclassmen to the NBA. But these kids, 99% of the time, aren't ready. They face too many dangers, and this story repeats itself to ad nauseum. At one point, something has to give. 7. Chris Washburn. Some athletes become better people long after their money and ego are gone. Gone are the days DC's black, gold-rimmed Cherokee blasted bass, parked wherever he wanted, drank, and fought at Syracuse University. Gone are the days of him laughing after missing shots and walking back on defense. Gone are the tens of millions of dollars he was paid during a 15-year career. And so is the posse he thought would never abandon him. So what did he do then? He went back to the Cuse and earned his degree. He also heard about the water crisis near his hometown in Flint, Michigan, where lead poisoning in the water has caused a state of emergency. Diseases and bacterial outbreaks have run rampant and killed and poisoned children, women, and men. The new Derek Coleman drives an hour one way to randomly deliver bottled water to homes. Too bad few people know the new DC. 5. Shawn Kemp. Shawn Kemp is worth about $5 million after earning over $90 million in his career, which doesn't include the millions he earned from endorsements, most notably with Reebok. He never attended Kentucky and declared for the 1989 NBA draft. Kemp was drafted number 17 by the Supersonics, won a gold medal with the U.S. in the 1994 FIBA World Championship, made the finals in 1995-96. And then the problems started. He was dealing with weight issues and he fathered 7 children, 6 different women. Child support, house payments, car payments, and food for that many people is not exactly cheap. Shawn has also been arrested several times since leaving the league for marijuana possession. 4. Dennis Rodman. On the court, Dennis Rodman won 5 NBA championships, 2 with the Pistons and 3 with the Bulls. Best known for his defensive and rebounding, he won the NBA Defensive Player of the Year award twice and was the leading rebounder for 7 consecutive seasons. And then Dennis' behavior, which bothered me none, ultimately led to him away from basketball. His flamboyance led to cameos, but not security, and his popularity flamed out. He is currently coaching the North Korean Basketball Association, and he is reportedly living in debt. Bad investments, worse choices, and back child support have wiped out his $29 million. Maybe he should hit up Madonna for a loan. 3. Allen Iverson. Why the asterisk? There are so many false truths about Iverson. First and most relevant is he is not broke. He did squander, waste, and lose over $200 million, but he is worth $1 million plus. First, his endorsement deal with Reebok included putting money away in a trust fund so when he turns 55, in the year 2030, he will have access to half of it, at least $16 million. He will also be able to draw from his NBA pension, and it will surely be enough for him to buy a cheeseburger. Now that his financial situation is clear, it doesn't take away from the fact he was a complete. I hope when he's back on Easy Street he's smart enough to not get used again. As a side note, the true story behind his practice rambling is really quite interesting. 2. Latrell Sprewell. Latrell Sprewell had a net worth of $50,000 after amassing a $100 million fortune. He was a 4-time All-Star and instrumental player for the Knicks and Timberwolves. But in 1997 he tried to choke coach P.J. Carlesimo during a practice and was suspended for 68 games. With his career hanging by a thread, he turned down a $21 million 3-year contract from the Timberwolves, saying it was not enough money to feed his children. He has since lost 2 homes and was prohibited from seeing his children. An ex-girlfriend once sued him for $200 million. He owed $3 million to the state of Wisconsin in back taxes. His boat he owned was repossessed. Now, he reportedly rents a house in Milwaukee. How does that 3-year, $21 million contract sound now? 1. Bill Willoughby. The story doesn't start here, but it's a good place to end. The 6 feet, 8 inches Willoughby was regarded as the best high school player in the world. 1 year after Moses Malone and the same year as Daryl Dawkins, he decided to skip college and head straight for the NBA. Willoughby was incredibly athletic and drafted by the Atlanta Hawks. In a 1981 playoff game against the Lakers, he rejected a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar skyhook into the crowd, perhaps the greatest moment of his 8-year career. He retired in 1984, and by the age of 43 and broke, he earned his degree from Fairleigh Dickinson. But his renewed outlook on life hit a recent roadblock, when at 58 in 2016, he ran and was involved in a fight with police. He was charged with possession of marijuana, resisting arrest, and aggravated assault.